9:10 a.m. Now the trail goes into the woods and pretty much stays in the woods. Probably won't see the lake again now for several hours. Well, instead of begging for my lunch, Patches is devouring her Turbo Pup bar. She really likes it. We're about 3 miles from the river ford now. It looks very much like there's been no maintenance on this trail all summer long. This same mess was here last February, and now it's December. That's a little disappointing. Got to work my way through it. Oh, Patches seems to remember how to get around this log. That's good. Well, maybe this will be a little test for my waterproof boots. I'm going to put my camera over my neck. That way, theoretically, if I fall, my camera doesn't go swimming. A lot of this is going to hinge on how solid this log is. And it's actually relatively solid. If I step on the middle there, it's going to be fine. Yeah, made it to the middle. Sorry, Patches, buddy. Go on, keep moving. Woo! This log's just a little bit tippy. I'm going to aim for that rock with my right foot, and then I'll be out of here. Yeah. Yay. Don't know the name of this creek. Instead of taking the trail to the fording site, I've decided to come down here onto the riverbank and see if it's possible to cross down here where the trail is braided, or the river is braided. It looks very crossable from here, but I don't know for sure until I get closer. This is an area that's sometimes underwater. Here's an old road. But yeah, I'm going to head down here and see if I could cross it down here. If it's in several braids, that would definitely make it a little bit easier. So this moss here is Climacium dendroides. It loves to grow on these reservoirs where the river level constantly changes. Now I'm up closer to the braid of the river, and this spot right here is a little deeper than I'd hoped. But up here, it looks like up in that riffle up there, it might be pretty shallow. And then if I get across this, I've still got another braid over there to cross, so we'll see. I made it across. And here's where I crossed. Right here. It never even got up to my knees. Just a little over halfway. Well, maybe a couple inches under my knees. And I'm only 5'6". But I just went where I could see the riffles. And when I saw Patches was getting through it okay, I figured I'd probably be able to stand up. The sketchiest spot was right underneath that stick there that sticks out. Once I made it through that, I knew I'd be okay. My biggest fear was falling and getting my camera wet. If I got wet, I mean, that would suck, but I could always change my clothes. But if my camera got wet, man, that would... I was just thinking while I was crossing the river, I'm going to be so mad at myself if I dump my camera in the river unnecessarily. But I didn't. And I'm across. Trail's up there somewhere. I'm going to have to bushwhack a little bit to get to it. I remember the trail on the other side goes all the way up to a road just across that ravine right there. So I'm going to work my way down there and then find my way back up to the trail. I've probably cut maybe a mile off of this hike by crossing down. Here's the remains of a big old growth tree that was probably cut before they put in the dam. What a monster. Maybe two monsters. Douglas fir. And Climacium dendroides moss as far as the eye can see. I'm going to leave the lake shore here and try to find the trail. According to my GPS, the trail is only 135 feet up here. It's just going to be a little uphill bushwhacking to get to it. We'll see. Hopefully it won't be too gnarly. See, my GPS says 124 feet now, so I am going to have to climb over some logs and crud laying on the ground, but I've done worse, or the same anyway. Might have even found a trail of sorts here where maybe the elk come up. Oh, look at this. Here is the trail. Yeah! Virtually no bushwhacking. Thank you, Northwest Topos. I really thought the trail was going to be up there. That is good news. I know for sure I'll make it out of here before dark. And I should have time to stop and have tea too. I set 1 o'clock as my mandatory turnaround time, and it's 10 minutes to 1, and I turned around about 20 minutes ago, so I should have time for a half-hour tea break at some point. Yay! This was so much easier than the last time I did this trail and went up to water, up to my crotch, crossing the river. And then it started snowing, and I was wet, and I had trouble finding the trail on the other side, even though I crossed at the official ford. This is the way to do it. Crossing down here where the river is braided, at least when the lake is this low. This is a parking area for people who want to stay at Chetwood Campground. I still haven't been down there to look at the campground. And there's the road that goes to the main campground, the car campground. And there's some old growth stumps because we're in a working forest. See, the forest is working hard. Don't see anybody working here. Just a bunch of stumps. This looks like a good place to sit down and have lunch. My car is just on the other side of the dam. I think there's a way to just pop over there and get to my car from here. Although it's possible that I'll have to go all the way out to the bridge. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Back where I started. 3:24.